Hi everybody, it's me, Plantain Charlene, and today's video is about my latest house plant of the week. And always, I give my shout outs to all out there who watch my videos. Whether you subscribe to my channel, which I hope you do, liked, commented, shared, whatever it is, I can't think of everything right now. I appreciate you all because it really means a lot to me. I really appreciate you. I love to see the comments, so make sure you comment below at the end or during this video, and I'll make sure that I respond back. Okay, so the plant of the week, I don't have it in my hands. It's actually in my kitchen, so I'm going to give an overview of that. And it is my Cissus Discolor. It's also known as a begonia, but it's actually not a begonia plant. This plant here, and I think at some point I'm going to show you how, while this plant is growing, it had reached out and it's wrapped around the pole of another hanging plant near it. And I had to undo this more than one time, but the last time, which is this that you see, is the last. I just said I'm not going to unwrap it anymore. I'm just going to leave it where it is. This plant has been growing for me like nobody's business. When I first purchased it, which I believe was from My Crazy Plant Life, which is a Black-owned business, I purchased it last year. It arrived looking really bad. It wasn't in good shape. I wasn't sure it was going to survive, but I didn't give up on it, and I'm happy that I didn't, because here it is today, and this plant is like taking off. When I did reach out to the seller and I explained to them, you know, how the plant looked, there were a few leaves on it. I can't remember exactly, and if I have any video of that, I'll share it, but I think I did delete it. It didn't look good at all. All the leaves were falling off of it. The seller contacted me back and said that this plant doesn't do well with traveling, and that it will, once it establishes itself, as in, you know, acclimates to the space, that it would, you know, eventually really start to grow. And they were very correct in that, because this plant, once it started to grow, it really did take off, and I'm like so excited on where it's going to be, because this is I think the first time. I don't know when I purchased it. It might have been toward the end of the summer. So this might be the first time that it's actually in my home during a spring season. And I'm looking forward to where it can go, because it did take it some time to get where it's at now. The thing about this plant, for me, how it is growing so well, one, the plant does like to have its soil kept moist. Two, it lives in the kitchen that receives morning sun, so it's not too much. It doesn't want a lot of bright direct light on it, so the morning sun that it receives is like perfect, because the leaves are looking good. They have this beautiful color on it. They're not burnt. I did also propagate this plant, and I'm going to give you a little video of that. When I first started that propagation, it didn't look good. I cut it back because I wanted to make this plant fuller. I do prefer fuller, bushier plants. And the first time I ever saw this plant was on Crazy Plant Guy's YouTube channel. He did a video on it, and I knew that I really wanted to put that plant in my collection, and I was very happy that I was able to find it some months after he showed his video. This plant, like I said, I propagated it, and when I first took the cuttings, like I said, it was for the plant to get fuller, and I didn't think it took. You know, it looked fine at the beginning, and then the leaves just died, and I was like, oh, okay, damn, excuse my language. I was nervous because I said, uh-oh, I don't know if this is going to die off. Now I'm upset with myself because I cut my plant and I was like, oh no, I wasted my time. And I left the stem cuttings though in there. The leaves were gone, but the stems didn't look bad. So I just said, hopefully it'll root and it'll, be good, because I remember Christian noting that the plant propagates very easily. So I didn't remove it. I left it in there, and I'm very happy I did, because as you can see, the leaves did eventually come back, and this is starting to do well. It's starting to grow 3, 4, 5 leaves to a stem. So once these propagated cuttings take off, I am definitely going to add it back into the pot. Now, as you can see, when I said that this plant took off and is doing well, you can see here, I really need to repot it. It's in its original nursery pot that it arrived in. But look at these roots. Look at these roots. Look at these roots that are growing like crazy. And I want to repot it, but I honestly don't know where I'm going to put it when I repot it. I'm wondering how it's going to work, because it's already in a 4-inch pot, and I like that it's hanging. But I know if I put it in a new pot, it's going to have to go into at least a 6-inch pot so it can get bigger. And then I want to put the propagations in there. So I have to really think about where it's going to go, because the pot, the hanging, what do you call the thingy there that it's in? The hanging thing that it's in. It really grows fast, guys. I want it to stay in there, so I have to figure it out. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'll figure it out, because this plant needs to stay in the kitchen. I believe it's happy in the kitchen. It likes the humidity from the kitchen. When I was boiling that water in the kitchen, that's when it really started to take off. It really took off, and I'm very happy with this plant. So if you can't tell, I am very happy with my plant. So yay, right? Yay, Cissus Discolor. Now I will say, I am not really sure what type of soil this plant was in once it arrived, but if you look at it, from this overview, this is, I'm not really sure what this is a mix of, but I am going to use my sphagnum peat moss, since it holds the moisture more, and I will add some worm castings and some perlite or pumice. I'm not sure which one I'm actually going to add, but not too much, because I don't want it too airy so that it dries out faster. I want it to actually stay moist longer, so just a little bit of either perlite or pumice will be added to the soil. And there it is. That's it. All right, so I think I went over everything for this plant. It's giving me pure plant parent joy. I'm loving my Cissus Discolor. Thank you, Christian, aka Crazy Plant Guy, for making me hip to this plant. I think it's one of those highly underrated plants out there, and should it become a trending or popular or whatever plant, I'm happy to know that I already have one and I did not spend a lot of money on it. Super key, super key. And again, like I said, that's it, guys. That is my plant of the week, my Cissus Discolor. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I hope you will today. Absolutely no pressure. I hope you comment below. Again, I really like to see the comments, and I will reply as soon as I can. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and click the bell to know when a new video has posted. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all. Stay healthy, stay blessed, and take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.